Help Us on the Way for Orchestra is a symphony. I would love to hear perform this June 2026. I like to give updates on the symphony. It's been a while since I've done a formal video. I have been releasing a lot of shorts. A lot of people are watching them. Specifically, I want to talk about why I stopped emailing orchestras, because that's very important, which I'll discuss towards the end. Okay, so we've been posting on a daily basis, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram, just constant shorts. And we're having a lot of success. Growth is starting to come on a regular basis. It's starting to become almost predictable how much we need to produce to get a certain amount of views, get a certain amount of subscribers. So that's really, really good for the symphony. We have some really popular shorts. We have the Roller Coaster Symphony the audience really loves, so you can check that out. We have also the Stampede section has been performing really well. And also the E-flat major section of the symphony, I was really surprised. I personally love it, but I didn't know it would get such strong reactions. In particular on TikTok, I've had some really passionate responses. So that is something to look into. Something I'm working on continuously is the quality of the recording. So you'll know that I started making a MIDI recording, let's say October 2024. Prior to that, I said, I'm never gonna do MIDI. And that was because I didn't know how good MIDI could be. I was using an older technology. And many of you suggested, okay, you gotta do MIDI. So finally, I listened to Note Performer and it had some pretty good results. I have to say, I still have to put in a lot of extra work. I have to put the instruments out of tune. I got to add a euphonium and mix it with a baritone and mix it with a trombone just to make the music sound alive. And it's very, very time consuming. However, I'm seeing the shorts for which I put that effort get really lots of views and sustained people watching the whole one. So it definitely was and is worth the investment. A new type of short that we're experimenting with, because the general short we have a score moving across, so at least it's engaging in that way. But a new experiment I've tried is kind of zooming into the melody and blurring out the background. I will be releasing that this week, so let me know if you think it's enticing. I think it will be necessary to bring in more people from the general public because they can't read music. I like to discuss why I stopped emailing orchestras. So you'll remember last spring 2024, so a year ago, as well as the fall, I was going really hard with emailing orchestras. It kind of settled on me emailing youth orchestras because they tended to get the most response. They were the most open, a little bit of college, and some community orchestras, really primarily the youth orchestras. And I have to say, it eventually fell apart. It fell apart once I started trying to make a quality recording. I just couldn't do both. And I wasn't getting enough back from the emailing. It's kind of like a relationship, if you're putting all the work, the other person doing anything, at some point you get exhausted. I just can't sustain this. So I would email, wouldn't really get responses. The responses I get, the furthest I got, someone might ask to see the score. I email a score and then I don't get a response. And I had a whole list of follow-up. And eventually what I realized is I just don't think that for not a very well-known composer, it's very likely that just a random orchestra is going to give us a chance. I think generally they need to know you, or you need to have a certain reputation. A lot of people suggested that I email orchestras, but I'm questioning this advice because I would like to see evidence that there has been an orchestra or a composer who has had their piece performed by an orchestra that never met them, that doesn't have a pretty big name. I really think it's about who you know. So I have focused more lately on just bringing it to the people, blasting the shorts everywhere we go. And we are seeing a lot of rapid change. I've started the last 2 weeks going really hard on that. So I think it's just going to go exponentially, but we shall see. Some pretty interesting news is we're getting kind of international I wouldn't say recognition, it's still quite small, but there are people from other countries who have come across the shorts and have responded in their native tongue. So that is something really exciting to think about. If the symphony, gets bigger and bigger, that maybe we will get premieres in other countries. That'd be really exciting. I am also fluent in French, by the way. I lived 5 years in Paris, France. So that's something I could maybe eventually think about, is how to communicate maybe to a French-speaking audience. Finally, I have some upcoming releases this week that are going to be really, really exciting. So I think you'll really love them. I have the Chariots on Fire. It's from the fourth movement. I have an extended section. I have a lot of different smaller shorts to get people interested. It's really exciting. It's kind of feels like Chariots on Fire. And then I also have what I call the Strange Trumpet Solo. It's from the primal section of Help Us on the Way, which is in the third movement. And what's really cool is I did an orchestration video on a different channel, and then I used some of that material, which I took a lot of time for, to put into an actual musical short. So you're going to see like different versions of the same section. I also do like a slow motion version where you can hear the harmony. So look out for that, and please let me know if you think it is, if it's successful, or if you don't think it's successful, please let me know as well, but try to be diplomatic. Overall, I think we're in a really good place for the symphony because we have figured out a way to have continuous content, which is the shorts. So we're going to see what happens. Thank you so much for watching, and let's get this symphony performed.